too late to back out.
All right, we're recording, and I'm going to click broadcast, so people should start showing up.
Yeah, so we can give everybody a few minutes to jump on. Do we see it?
We should see viewers start to ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the viewers are not even allowed to join until we click broadcast. So.
Oh, okay.
Is Bryce playing a sport right now?
No, he's done with football. Thankfully.
Done for the season, yeah.
Hey guys, we're chatting while we let everybody get on. So we're just hanging. What sport?
Well, he did football, but he's done.
Oh.
The season's over.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Shoot.
But you had 2 teams.
Jay played too.
Uh-huh.
So they're both done, thankfully.
Does Kenna do gymnastics with Stacy?
No, not yet. We don't have time for her to do anything right now.
We're out of drivers. We have to hire a driver or something. It's ridiculous.
I joke about that.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I think we should get started.
Okay.
And then the viewers can just maybe do questions
Yeah.
at the end.
Okay, so you guys that are on, we can't see you, but we can see your questions, and I think it's a chat icon.
Down at the bottom, there's a Q&A icon.
Okay.
So they can type in some questions there.
So if you want to ask questions, we'll kind of keep up with them, and we can go over them. These are our friends, Dave and Laura. Laura and I have known each other since 4th or 5th grade.
Something like that. Middle school, maybe?
Middle school. And Dave and I have known each other longer than that, probably. So we all grew up together. And it was one of my favorite things when Laura became a consultant. So I was like, I always wanted her to be one. And when I got that email, I was like, I was so excited.
It's one of the coolest things about this business is that you get to do it with your favorite people. So
yeah.
Anyways, we're really excited to introduce Dave and Laura to you guys and hear their story. So take it away.
Sure. All right. Hi, guys. So I've been with LuLaRoe for a little over a year and a half now. We started April of 2015.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I was kind of slow to the game, so to speak. I'm an introvert. So direct selling to people that I don't know is kind of out of my comfort zone. I was glad to get out of my house, away from my kids. That part was great, but selling was just kind of slow for me in the beginning. We just kind of, as we made sales, we either paid off our inventory or built our inventory as money was coming in. Pop-ups were kind of slow at first, and just over time has gradually grown. And the more people that know about LuLaRoe, the easier it's gotten. How we kind of got to this point for this month mainly started with cruise qualifying in August. So August through November, we were trying to cruise qualify. And what that means for us, at least, is booking or getting 10 to 12 pop-ups on the books. Most of that are in person. We probably had 1 to 2 online, a couple of Facebook Lives, and maybe 1 or 2 open houses during those months. November, I didn't have any open houses. We had last year, this time in November, we kind of penny pinched a little bit to do a big event here in Greensboro. And we scraped up all our dollars to put towards this event because we heard it was really big. It was successful. And we did. We had a great event last year, but we were mainly standing in the aisles going, feel our leggings, feel how soft they are. And people are like, what? What's this? And this year we showed up and they're like, move out of the way. I want to see your prints. And so we were like, here you go. So it was basically establishing ourselves at an event in our community, getting that kind of on the books. You can still do that. You kind of have to plan way far in advance. Start looking in January for events throughout the year and see where you can get in well-trafficked ones. Not every event is for sales. A lot of it's for meeting people, booking pop-ups, just reaching people.
Or doing things to support your community. Like we're doing one for one of our schools, and we know it's not going to be big in sales, but we're just doing it to support the school. But your goal was, would you say 10 to 12?
10 to 12 pop-ups a month. So we had basically 10 days of in-person pop-ups. We had only 2 onlines, and with that, we probably only sold about 70 items between the 2. I had one pop-up that was only 5 pieces.
Was it that many?
Yeah.
No, it was 4. It was 4
or 5. Anyway,
I think it was 4. But
so they happen.
But how many? What did you do for incentives?
Oh yeah. So how we booked those 10 to 12 was double incentives. And I will tell you, a couple months ago, maybe back in the spring, I was a little stingy, a little bitter with my.
I may have been a little more stingy, so you can
Hostess
blame me
incentives.
for that.
I didn't want to kind of. It was hard. I was hauling all this stuff in. They weren't really inviting their friends, and so I kind of did $3 per piece bought. Well, that, if you have a couple of friends buy stuff, it doesn't add up very quickly. And then I read, which is amazing because I'm not a reader, The Go-Giver, and that really kind of opened some new doors. And it was kind of like, you know what? The hostesses have opened up their home. They're inviting all their friends. They're giving me business. I need to be generous. And so that kind of started the double incentives, not only to get the pop-ups booked, but to make sure those hostesses were happy. And I also told them, Lisa Jones shared at Super Saturday in June, she basically preps her hostesses and said, for every 5 people that you invite, you may earn 1 free item. For every 5 to 10, you may earn 2 items. And if you invite 10 to 15, you're going to earn a whole closet full. I tell every hostess I have that statement. And so their double incentives didn't kick in until 20 items were bought. And so they got their people there. They invited as many people as possible. And then they earned most of my hostesses earned between 6 and 8 pieces. And it was their choice. So most of my stayers that I buy are hostess incentives, and they are happy. And their friends will contact me after the pop-up, and they say, I heard Katie earned 8 free items. How can I book a pop-up?
And we don't care at all what piece it is. Take the most expensive piece.
It hurts a little.
It did at the beginning, but
yeah.
Now it's,
It's
one thing. It's much easier. So being generous has played a big part of it.
Yeah. And then ordering up. It is so true. You can hear it from, all this stuff is not new. LuLaRoe tells us all the time. You order, you sell. You've got 5 boxes on your doorstep.
It's magic.
You don't want to be sitting on your couch with all these clothes around you, so you're going to have to sell it. And the more you order, I would say my tops alone, I probably have 15 to 20 in each size. So when somebody goes to pick, if they can't find something in their size out of 20 prints, then something is probably wrong with them. So ordering up big time. I was very healthily stocked, I guess, if that's a word. Tall curvy leggings, I probably sold 30, maybe 40 this month alone.
Oh yeah, she hasn't ordered those in months.
2 months.
Obviously that didn't break it.
I got a few from a couple other consultants, but not many at all. So they just said they had other stuff to choose. There's plenty of tops. Ordered a ton of one size and a ton of kids leggings, and it didn't hurt our sales at all, obviously. So I think that was about it.
So was there magic to it?
No. Sell.
No.
So 4 words: book pop-ups, order big. That's all you need to know.
How big of an inventory are you taking to your pop-ups, do you think?
Oh, too much. So he started coming with me.
No. So Laura's done this forever without an assistant, and she finally got this awesome assistant who's super helpful. So that's been me, but yeah, so actually your inventory probably now is at least 1,500,
which is a lot to haul. I will say that it's definitely helped having somebody, but it's worth it. The hostesses are like, oh my gosh, and they just start diving in. And I'll tell you, booking pop-ups is really hard. We had a couple cancellations during some of the cruise qualifying months.
Yeah.
And one day I really, really hated him because he made me sit down, and I could not get up until I messaged all of my past hostesses and had a pop-up booked in 2 days. Like, so we sat down Sunday night and I had to have something booked on Tuesday. And I couldn't get up until I did it. So I sat there.
She tried to kill me. She tried to, but she
didn't like him at all. But it worked.
She didn't try hard enough. I'm still here, but yeah.
Within 10 minutes of messaging a couple people, one of them popped up graciously and said, "Yeah, I can do it Tuesday. My friends have been asking for one." So you never know. Sometimes it's a matter of sitting down and just focusing. It's part of time management. I wouldn't have done it if he didn't help me.
But share your goals, be accountable, but there's no magic. I mean, if Laura can do it, who hates confrontation and sitting there and just like cold messaging people. I mean, these people she knew, but that was very difficult. But if she can do it, anybody can do that, right? Perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay, so your sales have gone up at your pop-ups too, and as like an introvert. So can you talk about maybe some things that you've learned along the way?
Oh man. I think there's something called a fake introvert, maybe, or a fake extrovert. That's probably what I become at a pop-up. I kind of just step out and go into my service help mode.
But you enjoy it because you're really helping people.
Right.
I mean, so if I happen to be at a pop-up when I'm finished loading and she's talking to people, she enjoys helping people. And so that's natural. Asking them to host a pop-up is difficult, but
yeah, no, I have questions that I ask when I arrive as you're kind of unloading stuff, like, "Oh, what do you do?" Or, "I love your house. Where did you get this?" Just simple questions so that it's not awkward. It gets conversation rolling, makes the hostess feel comfortable. Because a lot of them I don't know, and that kind of opens the doors. And then I pick a favorite piece of mine and I'm like, "Oh, I just talk about the Cassie. I love this Cassie. It's so slimming. Would you please try this on?" And I make kind of all my people try it on, or all the guests for that night try it on. And so maybe kind of hone in on one of your favorite pieces and talk about that, just getting people comfortable with it.
Do you talk to your hostess on the phone before your party?
I'm a phone introvert also.
Well, I don't either, but I feel like I need to.
Yeah, no, I message all of them, and I do tell them, please message anybody who you've invited or that says they're coming, and let them know you're excited to see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do. Some of them send out a mass message, and then others will do it individually, and that's helped get people there.
Okay, we've got a question. How do you word your ask when you reach out to ask people to book?
Oh, man. Oh, well, in this past circumstance, I said, "Hey, I just had a cancellation on Tuesday. I've got some extra time. Would you be willing to book a pop-up?" You shouldn't lie. In that case, it was true. Yeah. But I would just say, "Hey, I have an opening on X day. Would you be interested in booking a pop-up?"
And then you stress the double incentives.
Yeah, and then I'll stress the double incentives. "Hey, I've got this great deal going on. If you can get, 5 or 10 people there, you can earn 4 to 6 pieces of clothing, more than likely."
But she does most of this messaging.
Yeah, I do. I mean, if you feel comfortable, I would use the phone if you can. I think it's more personal. But nowadays, people tend to like either the text or the message too. It's just simple.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I answered that one. I don't think we have any other. If there's other questions, go ahead and ask them. Just type them into that Q&A screen. But while we're waiting for that, Dave, I'm curious, for all the guys out there, maybe you can just talk about your role and what you do.
Enough without getting killed.
Yeah.
Finding the fine line, which I crossed a few times earlier this year, and we had to work through that. It's been a little bit stressful, but I think now we've kind of worked through and have got a better understanding about how we can work together. But yeah, I mean, it's being supportive. I mean, number one, physically, it's tough, right? So whether it's getting someone to help loading or whether doing the loading yourself, just finding those needs that for me, it's helping at the pop-ups, but it may be doing other things or watching the kids, but being supportive, right? So, yeah.
Okay, how did you grow your inventory to 1,500 pieces, and how long did that take?
We probably didn't cut loose on that for a while, maybe spring spring, late summer?
We did it differently, right? We just grew it straight from the profits. So we just paid cash for all the inventory. So it took us a while, but honestly, even though people told us and we heard grow your inventory, you'll have better sales. I just said, I don't care. We don't have enough to buy more inventory. It doesn't matter. And I blew it off. And we were like that for a long time. It probably wasn't until 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Maybe around the summer of the convention where we started. She had grown it some. Maybe it was 800 or something by then, but we didn't really focus on the inventory and caught that fire until the summer. And that's when she had, made more money, and we said, okay, we don't need the money. Let's buy a bunch of inventory. And then it took off. So in hindsight, we would have done that sooner.
Yeah.
But it's great where it is.
I think even when we go to like multi-consultant events and you have a couple consultants with maybe 2 or 3 racks versus a consultant with 6 racks, they're going to be more drawn to the one with more clothes. So, aside from setting up individually to pop up and then being all together with different size inventories, you do see a benefit in sales even by having a bigger inventory there too. Yeah, we would have done it sooner.
I had no idea how.
But I mean, the way to get there is by keep booking pop-ups.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you have, the more you sell, the more profit you have, you build your inventory.
And for us, when we just said we're cruise qualifying, I want to, I said, I want to see 12 on your calendar at the beginning of the month. I want to see 12 events booked. And that was, well, how many? Oh, I think I'm good for the month. Well, how many do you really have? 7. I'm like, well, 7's a good start. I want to see 12. And so we had to push for it. But, once we broke that barrier, it was a little easier now.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some good ways to find vendors locally? I'm new to my area, so it's a tad rough.
Oh, yeah. So I think just Googling, just Googling vendor events or talking to people that have lived in your area for a while, they usually know the top events.
The key ones to go to.
Yeah, people walk away with bags of stuff is usually what I would hear for this one particular event. And I'm like, oh, I need to go check that one out.
Talk to your communities, right? Whether it's sports teams or whether it's schools or teachers or, church events or things like that. Just talk to people in your community and ask them about it. There's a lot more vendor events than people realize.
And you've done well with fundraisers too, haven't you, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do more. I wouldn't say they are pretty good. They're enough to make LuLaRoe match, which I think is key.
Yeah. That
part's good. And it's a win-win for everybody. I think people get LuLaRoe and they're supporting a good cause. That's definitely fundraisers Susan said this a while, or somebody did, add it to your Google Doc when they check out. Would you be interested in a fundraiser or raising money for whatever? Add it to your Google Doc. And somebody asked about a Hostess coaching letter. I don't actually send it out anymore. I try to make it because people don't read it. Yeah. Like I ask for, music or a mirror or red wine or whatever.
Turn your air conditioning down so it's not 100 degrees in the house.
But they don't tend to listen. I try to keep it simple and just, hey, this is what it looks like in a brief message, because them opening up another doc is not likely to happen as much. So.
Okay, we got a couple questions. One is when you say 12 events, is that 12 pop-ups? And vendor events or?
So this month it was a 3-day vendor event, and then I had so there's 4 events total and 6 in-person, in-home pop-ups.
But
and then 2 online.
We would consider a vendor event as a single event, like a pop-up. So these are in-person. For us, it's 10 to 12 in-person events, and we may put in 1 or 2 online in addition, but really it's all in person.
Yeah. Yes. It's where it's at. The more recent ones, the last 4 months, the ones that I'm in home at, people are like, I love to look at stuff online, but I'm so scared to buy because all the fabric is different now. So they want to touch it. They want to feel it. They want to be in person at it. Not saying that online's not bad, but the more in person that I've been at lately, I've heard that they want to try it on before they buy.
Yeah, you hear a lot of comments of my friend so and so sells it, but I've never seen it. I want to see, touch, and feel it. So yeah, definitely, it's key.
Yeah.
Okay. So your double hostess incentives, do you specify a specific number of guests that need to be there?
No, I just I don't kick it in, so it's one free piece per 10 until they get to 20, and then at 20 they earn 4 instead of 2. So it doesn't kick in until the 20 pieces have been bought. I just say in order to get there, you're going to need at least 5 to 10 people at your pop-up, at least. 10 to 15 is better.
That's a good idea.
And for those in-person pop-ups that you did well at, how many people do you think were there?
Oh, probably 15 at least. There's some that were 20 and some that were probably 30.
Wow.
I called in backup for that. She was right. Some are you're like, okay, we'll see. But that one was a little insane. But it was good. I had one of my girls help me who had just started, and she was a great help, and she loved it. And one other thing we did, go get the spinning wheel real quick in the garage. We took this to, I haven't done it since, but we took, it's a spinning wheel for discounts, because you can discount in person. And people are learning that if you offer them, they love a discount. And so we bought this little, mainly for our event, but now I use it at pop-ups. And I didn't bring it to one of the pop-ups that they can just spin and check out. And there's, the colors are either coded.
Into the wheel.
The colors are coded $2 off, $1 off, 50% off one item. I think I only have one color with that.
But we did it the first day because we weren't really sure if we needed to.
Well, not the vendor. No, at a pop-up. But anyway, I had a guest from that pop-up come to another one, and she didn't see the wheel. And she's like, where's the wheel? And I'm like, oh, man, you asked, so you get a discount. I totally forgot to bring it.
So be careful if you do it at some and not at others. People may expect it.
It's kind of fun for them.
It's a fun thing.
Oh, so did you buy it? You didn't. I thought you made it, Dave.
Oh, gosh, no.
No, I wouldn't paint anything.
You could do that. But
Etsy? No, it's like $70, but yeah, we didn't do anything.
That's
all she does is take a little chalk thing and write. Oh no, she's got a chalkboard with the colors, with the matching colors. And then she writes $2 off, $3 off.
Yeah, but they love a discount, so you don't have to do astronomical. We had $1, 2 colors, $2, and 3, maybe 1.5. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you did mention, like when we were talking before we started, that you had some slow pop-ups too, right? So
very slow. I mean, probably in the beginning when my inventory was under 800, I would think it was, I probably averaged between 15 and 20 pieces. When it jumped over 1,000 is when I started to see 20, 25, 30, and 35 averages. And then now it's between 30 and 50, would you say? Yeah. Not everyone. I mean, again, I told, I had a 5 person, but she had like 2 or 3 people show up. And so that's kind of what happens.
But the spirit of being generous, that was, you're talking about the one that had 2 hostesses? 2 hostesses in person, 4, I thought it was 4 pieces sold.
Yeah. I gave them each a piece.
So she gave them each a piece.
You never know.
But it was fine, and you felt good doing it. So yeah, it was good.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
I don't see any more questions. So are y'all gonna do like something fun with your money?
What?
Oh, your braces.
That's not
she has
fun,
braces. I was like, that's not fun.
No.
She complains about them every day, but she's wanted them forever. So now she's got braces.
we have well, the
trailer. I was gonna say we got stuff in the works. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be a little bit more mobile.
We finally replaced her car. We did do that. I don't know if we told you, but
that was amazing. Yeah. Laura.
For piece of junk. We have a car with air conditioning now. That's pretty cool. So yeah. So that's nice to have options.
Yeah. And y'all are building a trailer, right?
Yeah. So that's in the works.
We hope with that goal, because our kids are in school, we hope to do more businesses during the day, like lunch pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing everything at night, which is hard with kids and school and everything like that. So that's been tough. So we want to break into doing stuff during the day too.
Yeah, the fact that you cruise qualified during football season to me is mind-blowing because kids sports are no joke.
Yeah,
no, so
that's new to us. Yeah, that's tough. The cruise qualifying is new. The kids' activities are new. So that was a difficult season.
It's fun. Fun though.
Fun,
Worth it.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank y'all
All
for doing this. This is amazing.
Great job, guys. Thanks for thanks for
Thanks for the encouragement. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
See y'all
Thank
later.
y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.